Okay, hey everybody. It's 11 minutes after the hour, which means everybody's been waiting for 11 minutes. But for most people who are familiar with my time frame on things, you know that that basically is going to be pretty much par for the course. Uncle Matt's time there. I am going to mute the site now so that I cannot hear myself talking 20 seconds in the past, which really screws me up.
Which really
And
up.
Zach, don't even.
Yeah.
um, All right, so I've been just putting together some of the terrain, and we've been bullshitting about crocodiles and coal, basically. So everybody who please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, back the Patreon, which is at patreon.com/Uncle Matt, and with that, we will go ahead and start. Let's run through the players and who they are playing. Ala, why don't you go ahead and start?
All right. I'm playing Slate, an Earth Genasi. How do you pronounce it? Barbarian. Yeah. She's just here for the copper pennies that the party feeds her.
Emily?
I'm Emily, and I play Zephna Jiglet Backpack, and I'm a bard, and not a very good one apparently. And yeah,
Well, you're still alive, so
yeah, but I just excel at being a backpack more than anything.
I'm just saying, if you're not a dead bard, you're not a good bard.
Or if you're not a dead bard, you are a good bard.
Maybe that's some edition bullshit.
Ian?
I'm Ian. I play Kurzim. I think I'm the responsible one at this point, which is terrifying.
Questionably.
And I don't know anything about any diamonds.
Okay. And Zach?
I'm playing Albrecht, the architect, a noted builder of buildings and carrier of a morning star.
Sir Albrecht.
Sir Albrecht, that's true.
He is technically knighted for exploits beyond the call.
Okay, so you guys have been exploring through the jungle to get to your objective. And I'm just still kind of putting my head together a little bit on this, but you have finally decided to abandon your Triceratops and move on through the jungle to the location that you know seems to be the center of the kind of plague-like effect that's been going on in this area. And you are headed there to go and find out what it is that's causing the plague to emanate from that area and hopefully to stop it. So we're going to go ahead and say that you have moved on forward. Now, are we going to have we got Gabe with us with somebody playing his character, or are we going without Gabe's character and maybe he will live?
Do you have his sheet, Ala?
I do not have his sheet. I might have to go power on his computer and get it because it's in Hero Lab.
Wait! I found Gabe right here.
That does militate in favor of the concept that Gabe's character could be there. Gabe's probably watching if he's got an internet connection in Midland, Texas. I imagine that there's not anything else.
He is stuck in a conference room at the office. So
so it's like not only is he in Midland, Texas, but he's in a conference room.
Yeah, he's basically trapped in the worst possible place in Midland, Texas. So
yeah, he left us a miserable message.
Did he?
Oh yeah. He said you could hear.
You could hear the tears in his words.
He said, "Still stuck at office with no immediate sign freedom. I'll probably hop on a watch link when I finally make it back to whole health." So
Okay, so here is, in that case, since we don't have Gabe, this is where you guys get to. It is not freestanding quite like that. It's in the side of a cliff. But you've gotten to this area.
Well, this looks like a pleasant place to go inside.
It does. It looks like the kind of place that might somewhere inside have the answers that you're looking for.
Well, this doesn't look ominous at all, y'all.
No, it doesn't.
No.
It's just a basic skull shape entry carved into the side of a steep but relatively low limestone cliff. Now, what is inside the skull's mouth is a hole that descends into the darkness for as far down as you can see. What do you do?
Descends
Well,
at what angle?
Hi.
I shall analyze it architecturally.
Okay. So even before Curzim thinks to himself about angles and so on and so forth, Albrecht, who is really fast with angles, sticks his head down into the hole and ascertains that
I didn't say I was sticking my head into anything.
it turns out that that's not actually a problem. So you ascertain that it goes down at a 90-degree angle, which everyone else would describe as being straight down. You can see about now you've got you're a dwarf, so you can see into it a little bit. The hole is about 40 feet across, and actually it's not even that wide. It's about 20 feet across, and you're seeing that there are some grooves that look like they've been worn into the stone in the sides of this hole going down. They don't have any resemblance to any sort of human or dwarven or any sort of decoration or architecture that you're familiar with, Albrecht. It's a very, very organic sort of shape, these grooves. They're about 2 inches deep into the side. And other than the fact that they seem to go generally upward and downward, there doesn't really seem to be any kind of a pattern or repetition or anything like that to them.
I'd like to light a lantern and like tie a rope to the metal handle on the lantern.
Okay.
I shall place a ball bearing in one of the grooves and roll it down.
Okay. It rolls, and you see that it this groove apparently is continuous, at least as far as you can see, which would be 60 feet down. You see your little ball bearing continue to make its way slowly down the stone pachinko machine you've created.
And if I listen, does it continue to roll, or does it eventually go pop, 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 pop?
You eventually just can't really hear it anymore, just because the sound is not all that loud. But there's no explosion or anything like that follows it. So,
are there any large trees nearby?
There are some large trees nearby. Yeah.
And we didn't see the bottom. So I'd like to lower the 50 feet of rope to see if I can see bottom.
Okay, so you lower it 50 feet, and it has a radius of probably, about 60 feet. So you're able to see that the bottom is further down than 150 feet.
Does it look like there's any wind or anything on the lantern? Like, can you see it flickering or?
Well, it's a lantern.
You can pull it back up again, open up the door, send it back down again, and yeah, there is some draft somewhere, but it doesn't appear to be strongly directional or anything like that.
Is my mastiff with me?
Can be, yep.
I will tie. Okay, so it drops straight down, right?
Yes.
So let's tie 3 ropes together. So we've got 150 feet first. I've got 2.
I want to see if the mastiff sniffs any mephitic airs coming out of this hole.
Now, a mastiff is probably not the animal to try that with. It's probably just as resistant to that as you are. But I mean, it'll. What are you going to do? You're going to try and you're going to loop a rope around the mastiff and lower it down?
No, I was just gonna have them smell the air. Dogs have better sense of smell than people,
Oh yeah, okay.
despite their big noses.
Yeah, he doesn't seem worried
He's not-
by it. He
he's not
does seem
dying.
he does seem interested, as if maybe there's some sort of interesting smell down there that you're not getting up here, but beyond that, you don't know.
Gabe, the dwarf will go down.
So how many?
Volunteering.
Who else has rope?
I have
I've
rope.
got rope.
So
You can take my 50 feet, sure.
I'll
we'll-
tie.
Will you be able to see the light that far down though?
Well, I think ideally,
Might
do we
try.
have three? I have 150 feet of rope.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you put the lantern at the bottom and then all hold on to a knot at 150-foot section so I can see the lantern.
Well, I think we want to set up 2 ropes if we have them.
Well, I got 50 feet, obviously. So
So we'll set up 2 150-foot sections of rope, like tie them together.
Okay.
We'll put the lantern on the end of one of them, and then we'll pair up. So Slate, do you mind going first on one, and I'll be above you?
why don't we just first lower the whole rope with something on the end down to the bottom, and haul it back up again, so that we just know we can just check to see if we've triggered anything, if there are any unusual conditions down there. I'll put some
Wait,
rash.
The
Oh, go ahead.
lantern's on the bottom of that one. Just lower that lantern.
Yeah, but I'll also, in addition to the lantern, I'll put some meat from the dinosaur on it, and lower it down with the lantern 200 feet, and then haul it back up again and see if it all just goes down and comes back up, or whether something happens on the way down.
Going fishing, going fishing.
All right. So you lower the thing down, and yes, you find that the bottom of the hole is 200 feet down. Is the first thing, and you're not able to see very much, given that you're looking down a long tunnel. But it's a well constructed, well hewn stone floor, and you're able to get the lantern there. You're able to get the meat there. So you right now have lantern and meat down at the bottom, if that's where you want to have everything.
And then I will haul it back up and make sure it all looks the way that I wanted it, the way it was when we
Okay. It does not appear to
no
have been,
nibbles.
right. It hasn't been nibbled on. It doesn't appear to have been turned to stone. Anything along those lines. Everything still looks good.
All right. So now we'll just lower one with the lantern on the end.
Okay.
Then we'll lower a second. Slate and I will go down one.
Okay.
And you guys want to go down the other?
I'll go down whichever one had the rations on it, so yeah.
Well, I feel like
That's the one with the lantern. So you guys are on the lantern one. Slate and I are on the other one.
all right. Sounds good.
So it's our plan, climbing down.
All right. All right. So here we go. You guys are here, and then we have
The Hall of Razors.
Nibbles. The grooves release all the razor blades.
Yeah. the blender. You didn't ask if the walls were stained in blood.
Also, if it doesn't seem like after about 10 feet, like when we go down, are we near the wall of the thing, or are we free in the middle of
I made it but to the bottom safely according to that camera, so I'm good.
You reach the floor of the chamber. It is in the middle of the chamber where you come down, so you're free falling it for the last 10 feet of it, because there's no wall on any side. But the room is 10, 20, 30 by 10, 20, 30 by 20. roughly. There is a corridor leading to the north from where you are, going that way. And other than that, it's a relatively unremarkable room, just some sort of antechamber.
All right, so let's start moving
Yeah.
that way.
We use the lantern, I guess, because not all of us can see in the dark.
Mhm.
And
We have torches too, if you want a
we have
torch.
torches. Let's do the 10-foot pole, poking our way ahead approach, just in case.
Why don't I put the Mastiff on a rope and give him about 20 feet of rope up ahead of us, and let Salon sniff around.
I mean, if you hate him that much.
Well, he's been real quiet lately. I feel like he wants to stretch his legs.
He lives through a combat, so
Okay. I'm using my
so he's on borrowed time.
giant badger figure for the thing there, and let me find one of my dark stickers. All right. I think I'm ready for us to
Which way are we going?
move onward here.
That way.
The corridor.
No, it's
yeah,
like she's pointing.
the corridor is to the north.
That way.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
You give a good listen before we start moving.
All right. Let me take a 5-minute break because my son just got back in from work, and then I will be back. So, you can plan and whatever.
Gotta go yell at him a
How
bit.
we can die. All right. So what's our plan for the inevitable traps here?
Move north. Well, I mean, backpack can disarm traps, right?
Can I? That's I'm not a rogue.
You're a bard. That's like rogue light.
Like all the other good things in a row.
I
Damage and
well, I can I do have a pretty good sleight of hand.
I thought a bard was a rogue that wanted to be a cleric and a wizard too.
I thought
Yeah,
a rogue you use
basically.
to test traps. You just send a bard. You just send a bard ahead.
and if they survive, you're good.
Yeah.
And if they don't, you're good.
And I mean, technically, you just have to set the trap off to disarm it. So
I thought that's what the
What's
master was
my
for.
perception? My
mask.
perception is shite.
is it really?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. If we're really in what Matt remembers of the Tomb of Horrors, then he's already changed that plan, because this isn't how Tomb of Horrors starts, if I understand correctly.
This is not. He's not doing.
Yeah,
Wars.
it's not.
He was messing with us.
So
Yeah.
we're just in a random place. Like, there may be no traps.
Yeah, but
Well,
it's
we're in
still a
a-
mad dungeon.
We're in a Matt Fitch dungeon, so there's traps.
I mean,
There's
there
gonna
were
be traps.
traps in the last Matt dungeons we went in. They're mostly monsters and a big hole in the ground that we dug.
And a collapsing floor that you got sucked into and almost drowned in the mud, and like
No, I think I dug in the floor.
until it collapsed and sucked you down, and you almost drowned in the mud.
Trap, or is it Albrecht being a moron?
That was a
Yeah, I
trap.
made a little
because
bit of both.
That was a loose floor. If you had been walking on that if we had not noticed it, and then you had not started excavating, like you would have fallen into that and gotten sucked in.
Oh, okay. So there are two ways these traps can work. The traps can work in the way where once you figure out a way to circumvent the traps, you're fine, or they can work in a way where every single trap is a different kind of trigger.
So I can tell you what I expect is a lot of traps that appear to have the same trigger until we're used to it, and then one that will twist the other way. So it'll be the same trap, except this time it's got a little frosting on top.
So you think Matt's going to be like a video game?
I think like he sets up your expectations so that you're like, oh, it's just another poison needle, and then it's not. So, I mean,
Okay. Well, you have good
I can go.
perception, don't you, Ian?
You
Yeah,
climb on the
sure. I
wall.
mean,
I think you're our best at it.
Backpack.
yeah,
can-
because that's honestly the cleric should be leading the way. I'm in. Let's do
So,
it.
but if you find something, I can potentially disarm it. because I do have good sleight of hand.
Can you climb walls, backpack?
Not particularly. I'm acrobatic.
I see a
I
cape.
can throw her over walls.
I see a cape.
Is there? Where? Oh, there.
It's here, but not here.
Here, gone but not forgotten.
Base, like it's like the Imperial Palace in the center of Tokyo. It's like there, but unseen, and influence by the space it takes up.
I do have a magnifying glass too, so I can look at things very closely.
I think it's gonna be hard. We might all die.
I mean, we're in a Matt Fitch dungeon. We should be prepared to die all the time.
Well, I mean, you should.
Oh, I'm so ready for that.
She already has twice.
I already have my next 3 characters built and everything.
Do you really?
At least.
I still feel bad about Steve, and I'm still angry a little bit at Dane for ditching.
It's fine. Steve is
But-
okay.
Well, I don't know. One of these days, I'm going to go back and get his decimated corpse and
What?
it.
Ah!
Because I miss him. He was my friend, okay?
That's still.
And we didn't even give him a proper burial. We just left him
Aw.
and let Brentoka run wild, and that's going to come back and bite us in the ass at some point. So-
I'm honestly, I would not be surprised if Brentoka is partially responsible for some of this.
What we're in right now?
Eh.
I'm hoping he bothers the other group.
Have
That
the
would
other
be
group
fun.
take care of him. That'd be great.
That's Jim Wampler's problem.
Jim's probably watching this like, no, I don't want to deal with this.
It's like, what?
Why?
I feel like if anyone could deal with that problem, it would be Jim Wampler.
That's what I'm saying.
Did you see Santa?
Is he in your house?
That'd be a little disconcerting.
Yeah. Speaking of disconcerting.
Gabe's joining, leaving, joining.
Oh, he's trying to get in from his conference room in Midland.
No, he's actually back at his hotel, but I think the Wi-Fi's probably got awful because it's Midland, Texas.
How loud can Gabe scream? I think I hear something. It's kind of a high-pitched thing over here in Houston, Texas. It sounds like it's coming from Midland. It's rage.
Oh, I think I hear it too.
All right. Well, so meanwhile, Schrodinger's raccoon, it might or might not be climbing down the rope behind you guys. So I have one more little structural setup I'm screwing around with here. So
Slate looks kind of like Jean Grey.
Jean Grey.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, only because she has red hair and traditionally aesthetically pleasing features.
but also she has like a thing that, she has like a, that her thing is cut off at the same place where the big Phoenix is on the Dark Phoenix costume. Or the,
I guess I can sort of see that.
yellow color scheme. Pointing dramatically. She also has that thing around her head, it looks like, which is like in the 90s comics, she had a thing around her head like that.
All right. I think I have everything in place now.
Whew.
That's pretty much famous last words. I'm not even going to say that.
Yep. Probably for the best.
All right. All right, so you guys are looking around the small room, and so up ahead of you, you have got the Mastiff just beginning to sort of make his way down the hallway here. And so you've got a hallway that looks to be about 30 feet long. Then it opens out into what looks like a room on the far side, and it looks like it would go about 10, 20, 30, 40 feet into the room. And so that has you seeing a distance of about 70 feet, which is about as far as you can see. So basically, you're able to see the kind of detail that you're able to see here on the camera.
Does this look like that this is man-made down here, or does this look like natural tunnels?
It is definitely man-made. Instead of being mortared blocks like the terrain shows, it's actually hewn from the stone. It's very high-quality work. Albrecht and Curzon both agree that while it is sub-dwarven quality, it's pretty darn good. So.
What is the red orangey thing with the wigglies on the right of our screen that looks like
there are some frescoes on the walls through the place that are mostly just abstract kind of designs.
So looking at them, they don't look like anything magical or
Familiar.
religious.
Well, they could possibly be religious. It's not. I mean, this one looks a lot like it's just a sun. So I mean that.
I shall sketch it.
Okay.
Could I invoke
Ooh.
5th edition rules and use a skill to see if it is religious in my matching my knowledge?
Nope.
Okay.
Ah,
I mean, you can in terms of does it match anything I'm familiar with? The answer is no. It's not anything that you're familiar with.
Is there any weren't there like frescoes and things in that other temple we were in where we before we popped out in that tavern?
Yes, and it's just, people generally, when they have walls underground, they tend to make paintings on them. So that's
Yeah.
Okay, but there's
all
no
right. I shall flick a marble at the fresco and out into the whole corridor.
Oh, don't break their fresco.
I don't care about their frescoes.
Okay. So your marble chips off an itty tiny bit of plaster, falls to the ground, rolls a little bit forward, and shows that the floor is relatively level.
How's the ceiling look?
Ceiling. When you look up at the ceiling, you note that it is actually a very, very high ceiling. It is 20 feet from floor to center of arch.
Can I shine the lantern up there?
You can shine it up there. You don't see anything unusual.
All right, let's
Just
move
very,
forward.
very high ceiling.
I'm gonna let that mastiff into the intersection, and then move forward.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm ready to move forward.
So the Mastiff moves up. You guys are following the Mastiff.
Who's watching our backs?
Well, that's a good question. Nobody, as far as I'm aware. Possibly Gabe, I suppose.
I'm always watching our six because she's in a backpack.
Okay. So backpack is keeping an eye
There we go.
backward and is riding in the backpack. I think we're going to say that Gabe is not going to make it here from Midland. So it is just the four of you guys. All right, so you move up to the entrance to the room, and you're able to sort of take a look around. The first thing is that peeking to your left, okay, the room basically has it's not a balcony, but 20 feet up, Another room on a higher level looks out into this one. So that somebody who was standing on the floor of that upper room, if, for example, they were here, as we put our Mastiff there, and he actually blends in really, really well with the stones, so that's not so
Yeah.
great. But if there were a person standing there, then they would be able to be looking down at you like that. There is no one standing there, though. That's just a sort of a dark area that you can see into it. Then up to the north, there is a corridor that leaves the room it goes into darkness, and then also to the east, another corridor that goes off into darkness.
I will.
Are there? I was going
Emily?
to ask if there's any sconces or anything like that on the walls.
There are no sconces at all in the walls.
Okay.
I will flick a marble up onto the higher raised area.
How many of those you got?
A whole bag, like a bunch.
He's lost one of them. As soon as he loses two, we'll be able to say he's lost his marbles.
Oh,
Well, I lost one. I picked it back up again.
Oh, you did? Okay. All right. So is this the same marble? So this marble has one experience point, then, the one that you're going to flick up. All right.
My marble.
Okay.
is
So
the royal-
Albrecht bravely approaches the that wall area, and he tosses a marble up onto the up into the room above. You hear it trundle a little bit, and then there is silence.
It
Brad?
seems very odd place, like design of this.
20 feet, you said? It's how difficult would it be to climb, like in the corner, using the parts of the corner?
Not difficult at all.
I think we can make that real easy. But do we want to go up there? Do we want to see what's further down around here?
Who's good at listening?
I'd like to.
Herzim. Herzim, might you listen down all the corridors?
Sure, I'll listen down all the corridors.
Okay. So you've got the corridor to the north. You listen there. You do not hear anything. The corridor to the east. You listen. And you hear something that somewhere very distant, there's a faint sort of splashing, not even splashing, but just you can hear, water.
Hear water.
I don't hear anything. I think we should go up.
All right. Well,
Only one of us is probably tall enough to do that.
But we can climb. Like I'll just start climbing up or trying to.
Okay. So
I don't
Albrecht,
mind going first and I'm pulling all y'all up with like
Okay.
a rope.
Nope, but Kurzum has to be the hero,
well, that's the way it is. Kurzim, roll a 20-sided die for me.
I have a 15.
Okay, so Kurzim makes it up the wall, and show you what you see. Up at the top of the wall, you see a room. This is your view from the very edge of the thing. So there's a room which from south to north is about, say, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 60 is about 60 feet or so north-south. There are two exits from that room. One of them is a passageway leading off to the west, and one is a passageway leading off to the north. And so here you are. I don't know if you've put your foot onto the top yet, but that's where you would be here in the little camera thingy bob. That's Albrecht anyway. But all right, so that's where Kurzim is peeking up over the top of the open area. What about the rest of you guys?
What do you see?
There's 2 more passages. I think you should come up.
All right. Unless somebody else doesn't want to, I'll go up and follow Curzon.
I'd drop a rope, but I don't have any left.
All of your rope is still in place at the entrance, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Pretty much.
Good point. Then yeah, I guess we'll. And if it looks at all hard, well, it's not hard. So.
I can
I could-
hoist you up. I
I
don't
have
know.
10 feet of chain.
I'll take a hoist from Slate.
Yeah, Slade will
Right?
hoist the smaller ones up.
Okay.
I
want-
also have 10 feet of chain, so I'll hook a grappling hook onto the end of the 10 feet of chain.
Okay.
From here.
All right. Well, then that makes an easy rudimentary ladder to get up. So, all right. So here we have a couple of dwarves. One of them completely blocking the view of the other. Is everybody up at the top of the thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our intent.
Okay, so here you guys are. You are looking at the corridor that leads to the
East.
east, yeah. And then there's the one also that leads to the north, up that way.
And that's
And-
another fresco or a door?
Neither. It's just dark.
Is it dark artificially, or is it just like past our field of vision?
Past your field of vision.
Okay, again, I would recommend that I have the Mastiff sniff the air, and since Curzon's good at seeing or hearing, I'll be like, maybe listen both ways.
Okay.
Sure.
All right, so all right, so you go and you listen to the north, and you do not hear anything. How far down are you going down these corridors at all, or just?
I'll stand not in the corridor, but like right in front of it.
So Curzon goes up to listen over here, and you're actually, once you start moving in there, you're able to see a little bit of distance. There's a T-junction after 20 feet of corridor down the passageway to the west. So you get... so basically, here's that corridor. You get up to here to listen, right?
Yep.
Okay. So when you go over there, the first thing is that the a large area of the floor sinks under your weight by about a quarter of an inch thereabouts. And when that happens, a massive stone wall lowers to block off your access to the room that you came in from. So you're now stuck on this little upper level area, as there's this grinding roar, and the wall that you entered is blocked off.
So this platform that lowers, is it? If we hop, does it pop back up again, like on a teeter totter, or is it like it just goes down?
It went down, and then after a couple of seconds, it latched itself back up again. And obviously, it operates slightly differently once it's already released
So-
the trap wall.
Can I take a look at the stone that I stepped on?
Yes,
And
it's a pressure plate.
But does it appear exactly the same as the rest of the floor stones? Or can I note differences so that I can keep an eye out for them in the future?
The only thing is that there's a hairline crack. Other than that, the stone is the same.
So if I tap on it with a pole, does it sound the same as the stone next to it?
Yeah, you think that if in the future, yeah, you could probably have a chance of being able to tell the difference in the sound and recognizing it a second time.
All right. So I guess
I'll just keep
But
an
it-
eye out for it.
But again, it's very, very high quality workmanship. Dwarves, of course, would have done a somewhat better job than this, but
all right. I guess we go west then.
And we're looking at this mural with like a gator and some symbols.
Mhm.
I will sketch it again.
okay.
I'll tap the stones on the floor as we move forward.
Okay, you're gonna move forward into that western corridor?
As I tap the stones.
Okay, so tapping the stones. Actually, let me check and make sure.
And I want to check the ceiling too.
For the same pressure plates, or just some variation in their structure, just in case.
I didn't understand the question, Ala.
Oh, well, I was just seeing what he was looking for when he's tapping the ceiling. Is he?
Oh. Well, he's got a sense now of what of the way that the pressure plates in here are constructed, and so he would have a chance of being able to detect one without actually setting it off through the pressure of the tapping pole.
What?
I should also examine the joinery on the walls to see if there's anything like the walls anything that was like on the floor on the walls.
Okay.
I was transported.
Sorry about that.
Magic.
The whole room's moved. Earthquake. Yeah, I just want to check the ceiling though for like tap it to see if it's loose or if it's it's 20 feet high still, isn't it?
Here it's only 10 feet high.
Oh, okay, so I'll tap the ceiling too to make sure it's not going to cave in on me.
Okay. So this is a great example of slowing myself down with the terrain, and I am going to stop doing that. Go back to my regular camera. Okay, so the corridor goes for 20 feet to reach that three-way intersection. From there, the corridor goes 20 feet to the north, 20 feet to the south. To the north, it seems to open up into a 30 by 30 room. To the south, it looks like it takes a bend toward the west.
I say let's look at the room.
Okay, looking forward into the room. There is a sort of a line of paintings around the top of the ceiling, each of which looks like it's a snake head, either with feathers around it or some sort of crest or rill or something like that. And that's a repeating motif that happens over and over again. That's about all that you can see in that room.
And no other doors or anything in that room?
Well, you haven't gone up to look into the room. This is just what you're able to see from 20 feet back, because there's no door.
So I'll tap the floor moving forward again.
Okay.
Towards that north room.
Okay, tapping the floor moving forward, you get to the entrance to the room, and you're able to see inside that there is a large round stone container about 8 feet in diameter that has a domed lid on the top of it. And behind it, it has a much larger version of the spiky serpent head thing.
Ooh.
How big around is the dome container?
It's about 8 feet in diameter.
Oh, Icon has cookies.
And it's made out of stone. Yeah, it looks kind of like a cookie.
I'm gonna
Big.
and go and pull the dog back and.
Oh.
Bard, would you like to take a look at the cookie jar?
Any no other doors or anything in here that we see?
There are no other doors leading out of that chamber.
Could I like quiet everybody and then listen for hissing? Like snake sounds?
You're going to listen for hissing. All right, roll a d20 and tell me what you get.
Am I adding anything?
Wisdom.
All right, so perception.
Yeah, just perception. So
So
proficiency.
if it's perception, I've got a 17.
Okay. You don't hear anything.
Actually, you hear me going. I think I'm pretty hilarious.
I'm totally not amused.
I'm totally like, that was fascinating. Go check out the
So
cookie
that-
jar.
Yeah, that looks like a delicate task sort of thing. Like
I will definitely check out the cookie jar.
Okay.
I will not enter the room.
All right. So you and Emily are both stepping into the room at the same time. Emily to go look at the cookie jar. I
am not entering the room.
Oh, you were not.
he's
Okay, I thought you
staying
said
at
you
the
were.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just wanted to be very clear about that.
All right. So the moment that Emily steps into the room, everything goes dark and you cannot see
Who cannot see?
anybody.
Everybody?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, even those with
All
dark
area.
vision?
Even those with dark vision cannot see. It is magical darkness.
Oh.
So touching where my light is, does it still feel like it's on?
Yes, it's warm.
So it still feels warm. Okay.
Hmm.
Magical darkness sounds terrible. I would like to listen.
Okay. You have no difficulty hearing a sound like I don't know, if you'd had a 8-foot diameter stone cookie jar with a lid on it and you pushed the lid off from the inside and then it slid down to the side, you hear that at some distance behind you and also right in front of you where there's this one as well.
All right, I am going
Oh,
to
snap.
pour a. I don't. Okay, am I close enough to my fellows that I can see them? Like that I can grab them? Like I knew where they were when the lights went out, or they
Yes.
kind of what?
No, you were all sort of gathered right at the entrance to the room.
Okay, then
So,
what I will do is I will take a vial of acid that I've got, and I
Okay.
will pour a ring of acid around where we're standing.
Okay,
Like
what
a
is
thing.
everyone else doing while he is? Okay, so yeah, so first thing is backpack that all of a sudden Albrecht is trying to get something out of the backpack and you're in the way. So there's the Two Stooges routine. No,
Well,
you
no,
got out. You were
I had
gonna
gotten
go
out,
mess with
yeah.
the thing. You're actually. All right, so
So,
you're like okay.
cookie jar.
So
okay.
You-
So am
you've
I?
got
But
your-
I'm
so
still
you've got
close
your
enough to
acid.
the group.
You've got your acid bottle.
Yeah.
What other kinds of bottles have you got in your backpack?
I have all the other bottles with
potions of healing.
their tags, with their color-coded and shape-coded little wooden tabs on
Oh,
them.
shape coded too.
Shape-coded.
Oh,
And
is there braille on them as
Braille
well?
label, yeah.
Yeah.
large in the dark, and you pull the one that is shaped like a little triangle.
He's gonna
A
dip his fingers in them until one
It's
hurts.
just a little taste.
Fork
Little
it. It has a
sniff.
different scent, I would assume.
Can I ask a question about the darkness before
Yeah.
he kills us?
Mhm.
Did I get the sense that it was like sweeping over us? Like, did we see it like move towards us briefly and then be there, or was it just all of a sudden we were in go?
All of a sudden, it was as if a spell had gone off.
Okay,
All right.
so it wasn't like it was emanating from that container.
Zach, tell me what your we're going to tell me what your perception bonus is. I'm going to roll a die for you and find out what it is exactly that you've got in your hand in terms of this bottle, whether you're sure about it.
It's. I mean, I don't know why you're asking. It's -3.
Okay. All right. -3. And so what other sorts of things have you got in that backpack that could cause disasters? Have you got healing potions that you might
I've
be
got a
pouring
potion
out?
of. I've got a potion of vitality. I've
Okay.
got a.
Should
I've
have
got.
lots of healing potions.
I have 50 bottles. I have 49 bottles of rum. 10 oils. I've got a water skin. I've got holy water, antitoxin, and that's it.
No healing potions?
I think I used it, or I gave it to
No,
someone.
you.
No,
we
we got a lot.
just got like 6 of them.
Yeah, we
All
got
right.
a lot of healing potions.
Maybe I have 6 healing potions. I don't have them written down because I have it crossed off as if I'd used it.
Oh, so I must have taken them.
Yeah, I figured you guys were buying healing potions, and I was like, good, we have healing potions.
Okay.
I guess we weren't explicit about the fact that we were giving this to everybody, but
Okay, so Kurzim, you hear a sort of peeing noise next to you where Albrecht is standing, and then you smell a very strong smell of rum, as if
drunk before they reach us. My friend. Inebriated giant serpents are
And,
the least danger.
mark off one of your doses of rum.
I like that he keeps track of his rum and doses.
Yep.
Would it be possible to reach out and grab backpack and pull her back towards us over the circle of hopefully rum and not pee?
Yeah, you don't know what exactly is going on, but Albrecht's peeing sound is trying to make a circle around all of you guys. So.
Can we set the rum alight?
Can I cast light?
Okay, 2 seconds. So all right, so Slate reaches forward and grabs backpack. Okay,
Yep.
so that's done.
Hold her protectively.
Zach, you're
Oh,
gonna
thank
be
you.
working on lighting your rum. What was it you were asking about, Ian?
I wanted to cast if Slate is within touch of me, I would like to cast light
Okay.
on Slate. Like I'll touch something that's on her if I can.
I don't think light works through magical darkness, does it?
Not if it's it depends on the levels of the two spells.
I see.
But the light has to be cast at a level higher than the darkness spell, and so you cast your light spell, and it does not seem to do anything.
Do you have
Also,
the dispel magic?
well,
that might do it.
Ian, do you have that?
Also, I know it's dark, but excuse you.
and then something bites backpack.
Ow!
It's a snake. You know it's a snake.
First, it starts just sort of nibbling and nuzzling you for a second, and then it hisses and strikes.
Oh, I thought it was all sweet and
You're like,
cute.
oh, puppy! Ah!
Also, I'm not totally sure if that was Slate or something else.
Right. I mean, you've got plus there's the dog out there, and let me find my. All right. What is your armor class?
18.
Okay. So the bite misses, and also some coils sort of start to slither around you, and you're also able to stop that from happening, and sort of you sort of boost up on them, and back towards Slate.
That's right.
And,
I'm more slithery than a snake.
There you go. So
Yeah.
you're able to get away from that, and then now, so you're striking your flint and steel now, Albrecht, trying to get that lit.
Oh no, there's torches and lanterns in the room, right? Like
Yes.
So I was just going to use one of the ones that was already lit rather than starting a whole new fire, which could take forever.
Okay. All right. So you you think you may have lit the dose of rum on fire. You're not sure because it's not creating any light.
I tell everyone I think I might have created a ring of fire around us. I don't know if that actually happened, but if you feel something warm, that's what it might be.
And then what is your armor class, Albrecht?
It's pretty good. It's a 22, but that includes a shield, which I don't know if I'm actually using, and 20 without the shield.
Okay, so it'll be 20 at least at the moment. Something tries to bite you, and then
No, wait, that would be 21. Sorry.
okay, and then.
Oh, wait. 20. You're right. 22 or 20.
The dog suddenly makes a yipping sound. How many hit points does the dog have?
Oh no.
Zero at this point.
The Mastiff has. Did he heal up since the last adventure?
Yes.
12 hit points.
Okay. All right. So yeah, it makes a yip, and then there is silence.
Like as of a dog dying, or of as of a snake's attack ceasing?
As of really, those kind of silences sound almost
Yeah.
identical.
So yeah, yes, that was the silences you heard.
Oh.
Because they're not mutually exclusive. That's definitely a why not both. All right.
We're going into
We can go into initiative. So everybody roll initiative and let me know what you got. Post it up in the chat so that I can see it.
This is awesome. I'm so fast this time.
All right. Wow, Ian, with it rolling a natural. Is that a natural or an adjusted 2?
That's a downwardly adjusted.
Okay.
Oh, we're gonna die.
I'm fine.
You are now. Nothing's attacked you yet.
That's
Okay.
why I was saying that the ones in the back that are coming from the other end are going to attack me first. So.
All right. And so right now, you're probably at disadvantage on anything that you're doing in the darkness. But go ahead and looks like first person out of the box is going to be Emily. What do you do?
Oh, Quay, question. Does the light from fairy fire work through magical darkness?
It's one way to find out.
Yeah, you don't know.
Okay. Well, I know where a thing just was, because it was on me.
Mhm.
And so I'm going to cast fairy fire. I don't actually know if I need to see it or not,
Why don't you cast Dispel Magic?
because I don't have it. I mean, I could have it, but I don't. I was hoping you had it, or that I'm pretty sure actually Dane has it.
Jane does not have it.
It's a high level spell.
I just saw Gabe's note here in the chat room. This sounds awful. I'm glad I'm not stuck in the dark getting eaten by snakes and fire. Yeah, because Gabe, you're in Midland, Texas. That's worse.
Could be worse. Ooh. Oh, I've got a plan.
Gabe's in
You
our
got
new
a plan.
Gabe's
I've
in
got
our
a plan.
magic item, the hotel
Oh.
building.
I don't need to see the thing with fairy fire.
All right.
Okay.
That's good.
20-foot
might-
cube.
Because you can't
It might
see
hit
anything.
all of us too, and you give them advantages if they can see in the dark. I'm
It's
just.
dead light. Even if you do hit us, we at least have some light.
Would we?
Oh, but not in magical darkness.
All right, let's go.
Already
Let's
added
go.
dead.
Let's go. We're gonna
Let's
cast.
do this.
Yeah, we're gonna try and cast fairy fire.
It's like high school chemistry class. Let's go. Let's see what happens.
I'm assuming since Slate and I are near one edge of the circle,
Mhm.
because she yanked me back and I had gone forward and everyone else was behind me, I'm going to make this like cube on my edge going in towards the room.
Okay.
20 feet. If that makes sense.
Okay.
And so it is a dex save of 16.
All right. Okay. It might or whatever it is might or might not be lit up. You can't tell
Okay. Okay.
because you are not able to see the.
And as a bonus action, I feel so comforted by Slate. I'm gonna give Slate some of that, sweet inspiration.
Okay.
Noise.
Slate's got inspiration. Now that was all going on in 20. In 15, Zach, what do you do?
All right, I'm gonna go over to where I heard the dog stop making noise. I have a
Okay.
rope dog. I could probably feel it being janked around on the end of the rope. And I'm going to grab whatever was there. So grapple it in the dark.
Okay. Yes, it's there are very, very large snake coils that had wrapped themselves around the dog and crushed it, and you're now going to grapple with those coils.
I mean, when you put it that way, it sounds like stupid and suicidal. But that was the action I announced. Yes.
All right, so you're able to get up there, just get a sort of a mental picture of what's going on, and you can decide if you want to use a weapon instead.
Okay, so what do I feel you're here? Like, what's my sense thing? Like, am I just like, oh, there's a big wall of coils there, like scales? Like, what
feels like about a 30-foot long python.
But all the way down it. Whoa.
Yeah, but it feels cold and dead.
Give it a nice massage.
Okay. Well, I would holy water it, but we know what happens when I try to go through my pack in the dark.
If you had fewer doses of rum, you might have a better chance of getting holy water. Thing is, you're really likely to get rum.
I have a perfect plan.
Are you saying anything?
And the snake will only be able to attack rum because there'll be so much more rum than there are us. No, I think I'll just hit the fucking thing with my Morning Star.
Okay.
For now.
All right, you have disadvantage.
Yeah. And I rolled poorly on top of that.
Okay.
So probably didn't hit a snake. I rolled at best a 12.
Okay, so you do not hit.
Okay. I go, it appears to be a 30-foot long python that eats dogs, my friends. And they shan't be having it.
All right, so
It's cold. It's cold. Like the crypt.
All right. Yeah, it's cold except for the every once in a while when your hand passes through the burning line of the burning circle of rum that you also poured out there that nobody knows where that is either. So, fortunately,
we'll learn soon enough. They're 30 feet long.
Yeah, and the snake's probably got a pretty good idea. All of you are pretty sure that rum's not all that flammable in terms of setting clothing on fire. So
that was a dwarven maneuver, though.
Okay,
it's a dwarven hotfoot.
At that point, though, let's see. Your armor class now is what, up to like 22 or something like that, Albrecht?
It's 22 if I got all my stuff. If I have my shield, if that counts.
I assume you've got your shield up now.
I just don't know if it counts in the dark.
Yeah, I think it does. I mean, because you can use it.
Then it's 22.
Against arrows, maybe not, but in this situation, yeah. So, all right, 22. So, it tries to bite you and it misses, but only barely. And it also the coils. It tries to slither the coils around you while you're making your estimate that it's 30 feet long, and you're able to stop it from doing that. And then the one that is up near Backpack, okay, it's going to try and bite Backpack, and it gets a 19 on that. Is that a miss or
that hits?
That's a hit. Okay, so you are bitten, and the coils is going to attack Ala with the coils. But let's see, the bite does. Let's see, 2d6. Is it a 1 or a 6? It's a 6. And 5 is 11 point. It does 11 points of piercing damage.
Yowie.
And you need to make a DC 15 con save, or else you're going to gain a level of exhaustion.
Oof.
Wait, this is a constrictor and poisonous? Is that even a real kind of snake?
And it's dead.
It's almost like we're playing a fantasy game.
Yeah, this is all just made up out of his head, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
what the hell?
It also breathes rainbows, but they're harmless.
You can't see them because it's dark. But
it breathes rainbows, farts darkness. They can't see each other out.
I definitely failed the con save.
You failed the save as well? Okay, so you've got a level of exhaustion, which means now you've got negatives on your saving throws.
Okay.
And then the coils, I got an 18 to hit you, Ala, with the coils. Okay. I don't think
18 is the magic number.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Steve must have had a better armor class or something. I had you as being almost as hard to hit as Albrecht in my head.
We've acquired better armor.
Bludgeoning damage then is 11 points of bludgeoning damage. from the crushing. You are grappled. You are going to need to make a DC 16 escape check in order not to be restrained. You also need to make a saving throw versus exhaustion, but in this case, from the coils, the DC is only 10 on the save.
Okay. I make it.
Okay. So
narrowly, but I make it.
Yep. So I mean, what you're getting here is these are some sort of undead creatures that are acting kind of like a white. So even though you can't see them, you can think of them as being a white snake.
Oof. Okay, that's terrible.
That is.
Here I go.
I'm trying not to.
Okay,
smile.
thank you. It was a
No,
matter of
we
who
got
could
it.
get the longest.
Down the only road I've ever known.
Okay, so we've got still to go in the round is Ala and Ian. Ala, it's you.
Yeah. All right. So first, I would like to rage.
Okay.
Because this thing has me grappled, and at least raging, I can grapple it back a little bit firmer.
Okay.
And
Undead snake wrestling.
I guess I'm gonna undead wrestle the snake. And,
Undead wrestle the snake, man. It doesn't get any better than that.
and I figure, you know what? I don't have to see it to grapple it at this point. I'm gonna try to take control of this grapple somehow.
All right.
But I'm a big girl, and I'm angry.
Ruffle the snake in the road.
Oh, and it's a natural 20.
Nice.
So it's a 26 to undead grapple the snake.
Okay.
I'm like,
Nice.
I don't know what you're doing, but it sounds impressive, barbarian.
I wonder if
There's
you
a lot
squeeze
of
hard
yelling
enough,
going
if the
on.
dog will it'll throw up the dog.
Okay, so you are not restrained. So you get out of being restrained with that. And it sounds like you may have been able to restrain the snake. So let me
It's
see.
been a while.
Where are the stats on this thing? Yeah, there we go. Okay, strength is 16. We're going to say that landed on the 8, not the 20. So, all right, you are able to then hold the snake where it is and sort of pin to where the head is, and you're going to be able to stop the head from biting unless it manages to escape from the grapple. There's no way of stopping all those coils from continuing to try and win the grapple the next time around.
That's going to be a fun mess.
Mm.
But
right now, so you've got it to where in its turn, it will not be able to continue biting until it gets itself out of that situation.
And for what it's worth, the dust that comes off of me is going to impose a disadvantage for trying to attack anybody but me. So if it's trying to get to poor backpack, it is going to do so at disadvantage.
What is it that's causing?
It's the Ancestral Protector's ability of the Barbarian subclass.
All right, so that will work. Yeah, because I wanted to make sure it wasn't a physical thing that would be interact in some way with the darkness and the other stuff.
Try to flavor it.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So Gran is basically remembering what a pain you were as a kid and is using that force to cause the thing to attack you instead of the people around you.
Exactly.
Okay. Ian, what do you do?
Can I have a guess at the distance to these little scuffles are occurring from me?
Yeah, they're both within
like 10 or 15 feet.
Yeah, about 15 feet at the most from where you are.
Okay, then I will say for Dane, and I will cast Spirit Guardians.
Okay.
So, and I will designate. Actually, I have to see them. Do I want to kill them all? I guess I'll cast Dispel Magic. Son of a bitch.
All right, Dispel Magic. You're going to try and take down the dark.
Yep, that's the plan.
Okay.
Against the darkness.
You can do it. We believe in you.
So
you
do you want
casting it at
the effect?
at third level?
But yeah, I mean, I have to cast it at third level. It's the only option.
Well, if you had a fourth level slot, you could be.
No, I'm good at third level, and then I'll do spellcaster modifier plus my D20.
And hope and pray.
Yeah, that's not bad. I was gonna do Spirit Guardians and Sanctuary, but it says you can only designate people to be missed if you can see them. But I didn't at all think about just casting it anyway.
You spell third level or lower. It's
Definitely.
cast at third level.
So if it's basically if it's yours is higher than third level, then it's 10 plus the level of that it's cast at against the roll that I just made, which is I rolled a 15 and my modifier is +4, so 19.
Okay.
So at this point, I would dispel a 9th level darkness spell.
Yeah, that's pretty beefy.
Yeah, no, it's nothing like that. It's cast at third level, so
It's automatically dispelled.
Yep.
okay. So you are now able to see.
What do I see? Is it awesome? Is everybody all mangled?
It's not like super awesome, but it's in fact it's more sort of like what the hell has everybody been doing, kind of a thing, because there's this circle of rum around everybody, this sort of
Albert's
pirate's
pants are
blessing
off.
kind of thing. Yeah.
This isn't a snake.
When did you take your pants off?
Warn
Like,
me before you bring the light back.
I had to urinate, and then things went horribly wrong.
So that's what that sound was. Also, help me wrestle this big snake.
That's not a snake.
Oh boy.
Flatter yourself by saying it's big.
It's a dwarven maneuver.
He makes a good point. It's just Albrecht and Slate wrestling each other, not realizing they were wrestling each other.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
believe it.
You're able to see now that here is an example of one of these
it's
two
beautiful.
snakes. There are two of them. This is the one that's
They aren't even that big.
It's a constrictor and poisonous and cobra.
That's right. You're able. You're able
It's
to.
venomous. It's venomous.
It might be poisonous too.
Yeah, it's basically just.
If you eat it, it's poisonous.
It's badass across the board, and it's undead.
At least it's not a spitting. Ow!
That's right, and it absorbs hit points from burning rum.
Can I peek behind me too? Is there nothing coming from there?
There is. There are two of the snakes. One of them's coming from. One of them came when it came the sort of cookie jar sarcophagus. The lid of that is off. One of them came out of that. The other one has come up to attack you guys in the hallway. Presumably there is another cookie jar sarcophagus around the corner down there. But so it's got. There's one to the north of you, one to the south of you, and that's sort of where you are fighting right now.
But I'm safe, so
you're safe. Also, it is glowing with fairy fire. One of them is glowing with fairy fire because it did not make its saving throw versus that.
All right, I'm good. I will use my bonus action to express regret for not just pulping everybody with that Spirit Guardian spell. Everybody.
And that is the bottom of the round. We roll initiative.
Thank God. Maybe I can do worse.
Oh, Christ.
Don't jinx yourself like that.
I did worse. I rolled a 1. He's like going 0.
Yeah, no.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah, if only this was like second edition, right?
Oh.
That would be great.
Okay, so wow, y'all don't have very high numbers in there. They actually go first. Okay, so the one in the north that is fighting Allah and Backpack, it rolls a. All right, it is not able to get its head out of your arms, Allah. So you're actually still
Okay.
holding it steady there, and that stops it from attacking with its bite in this round. And it tries to get control of you again on the grappling with its coils. It rolls a 4. Oh no, it's because it's rolling to hit. It rolls a 14 to hit. Does that hit you?
That will not hit me.
It will not hit you. Okay, so you're able to stay ungrappled with the coils and to maintain the grapple on the head so that it cannot bite, and so it's not able to do anything.
It's like you're jumping rope.
And then the other one, yeah, it sort of is. Then on the other one, it's going to bite at Albrecht with a 13, I think is a miss.
Frost, please.
And then it's going to try and grab Kurzim in its coils. And it, unfortunately...
Am I 15 feet away, though?
You are... Well, it's got a reach of 10.
I wanted to be 15 feet away. You can do it. Go for it.
No, that's fine. I mean, if you
my intention was not to be near them.
Okay, in that case, it tries to coil up Albrecht as well as bite Albrecht.
Much better.
But
Thank you, person.
It makes very, very little difference because I rolled a natural 2 on that one. So
I did say for Dane before I did this. So.
For Dane and his new party.
Basically. Oh man.
All right, so both of them have missed, and then we roll over to Allah. What do you do?
I'm going to try to bash its skull against the I think I can continue grappling it and just bash it one-handed with the hammer. So I'm going to try doing that.
Okay.
And that is a 17 to hit.
Okay. That's a hit.
And it's going to do 13 points of damage.
Is that a silvered or a magic weapon?
It is the magic warhammer, yes.
It is the magic warhammer. Okay, so and it did 13?
Yes.
See why I insisted on those magic weapons?
Hey, I'm 100% with you. So it was a great purchase.
I own Grad now.
I don't know if she'd like that very much.
She loves it.
Well,
She'll work it off.
All those elemental types. Okay, so that's a hit. You do damage. It appears to have taken. Next is Emily. What do you do?
Yo,
You're
back.
muted, Emily. You muted.
Snakes cast silence too.
Apparently so. And it took me like ridiculously long to find my mouse cursor. Okay, so I will stab it with the rapier.
Okay. Roll the hit.
So you should have it.
20.
Don't forget, you have advantage too from your fairy fire.
That's true.
Yeah.
I do. 16 plus 4, 20. 23 to hit.
Hits.
15 damage, piercing.
And is that
Nice.
magic or silvered?
No,
Okay, so it's half that, so it's 7.
but I will also use my bonus action to sing an inspiring song about Albrecht the ball pincher and give Albrecht another inspiration.
Okay. So you've got inspiration, Albrecht, and then we roll down to Albrecht. What do you do?
Okay, inspiration gives me what?
Add
Like a-
1d8 to
A D20 roll.
attack roll, saving throw, ability check,
Cool.
damage, or AC as
Oh,
reaction.
damage.
So if I'm not wrong here, it looks like Allah has grappled the one snake and it's fairy fired.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, then I'm going to chuck a thing of holy water into its mouth.
All right.
Do I get advantage, just advantage, or I get advantage and something else? Because it's twice as
Just
I think you
advantage.
just get advantage.
just advantage. Okay.
And the satisfaction of knowing it was advantage plus.
And in the light, it's the satisfaction of knowing that it's holy water.
I actually, that was one of my main complaints when I was consulting on 5e. I was like, you should be able to get double advantage or some shit. All right. So I rolled a 23 to do that.
Okay.
So holy water probably does some damage to it if it's undead. Probably more if it's in its mouth, right?
Yeah.
keep
So how much
burning.
is that, Matt?
Huh?
How much is that?
That's going to be 1d8 from holy water.
Okay, and I'm going to add an extra d8 for my inspiration, if that's all right.
Yep.
That is a fucking 16.
All right. Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is the one that's already been damaged too. So. Okay. It's looking pretty hurt. Okay. And then at the bottom of the round, Ian, you've seen all of this happen in the reacquired light. The rum circle is burned out.
The rum circle. I will cast Toll the Dead on the wounded one that they just holy watered. So it needs to make a wisdom save at DC 15.
Necrotic damage against undead.
I'm
Bold
not
choice.
I'm not evil. Well,
I think Toll the Dead does necrotic damage though.
I know, but I'm not.
It turns any cookie jars into Nestle Toll House cookies. So the cookies that the snakes are protecting will be tastier than expected.
And also costs like $6 for one cookie.
And I found that like there's less that's with Radiant doesn't do bonus to them anymore, so or isn't more effective, so necrotic often isn't.
I guess it depends on the undead type.
Who knows? If only we had a bard who could find out. Right?
How could I find that out?
Bardic knowledge of
Really
things.
fast research.
Oh, I thought you were like kill her, bring her back, then throw things at her.
I'm not the smarty kind of bard. I'm the stabby kind of bard.
So it is. It has damage resistance to necrotic damage,
That's fine.
but not immunity.
I'm okay with that. Did it fail its save?
I haven't made the save yet because I wanted to see if it was immune. What sort of save is it that it's making?
A wisdom save.
Wisdom. Okay. It makes a 15. What's the DC?
That's 15. No effect.
So it makes the save.
It doesn't matter. It is immune to necrotic damage, clearly. And then I will cast spiritual weapon at that one.
Okay, so that is the one that's being fought by Backpack and Slate.
Yeah, is the other one? It's Albrecht is fighting the other.
Albrecht is taking on the other one completely alone and heroically.
I thought I was fighting the one. I thought I was because that was the whole point was to attack the one that was already beat up.
You did. You attacked the one. You attacked the one that was already beat up. But there is one. The undamaged one is also right at you, trying to kill you, attacking you and stuff.
Well, I see. So it thinks we're going out, but I think we're not going out.
It's kind of like that.
So I've got an 18 to hit it with the spiritual weapon.
Okay.
That hits.
Yeah, it's AC 14.
And I do 10 damage.
Okay.
Nice.
Initiative.
Maybe I'll be first this time, and it's better. It'll be like going twice in a row.
Keep waiting for him to jinx himself with these kinds of statements.
I think he's just decided to burn it down and just say what he wants to say.
It's,
All right.
I'm okay with it.
in 20, they attack. And so, first off, the one with Allah rolls a 17. Are you hit by a 17, Allah?
No. 18 is the magic number you're looking for.
18 is magic number. Okay, so it does not manage to get
In your
you the
face,
coils. And it does, however, break your grapple.
I think we have to oppose that.
Or well,
We do-
I'm assuming you're keeping it going, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna see. Let's see. Mine is a 18.
Okay. It's got a 20.
Ah, okay.
So it tries to bite you, but it doesn't.
Breaks my grapple.
Yeah, it breaks the grapple, but doesn't hit with the bite. And so that's all that one is able to do. Then the one that's attacking Albrecht bites with a 20. So
22.
that does no. I mean, it rolled a natural 20.
Fuck.
So it does 9 points of piercing damage, and you need to make a DC 15 con save.
I got advantage versus poison because I'm a dwarf.
Okay.
And I saved.
Okay.
How much piercing damage did I take?
Oh, that's 9, I think it was. Did anybody?
Okay. I believe you.
And then it also tries to grapple you in the coils. Rolls an adjusted 16, so that's a miss. And that is their attack. Then it's you, Zach. What do you do?
Okay. So the one we've been pounding on still isn't dead yet.
That's correct.
No, it's me actually.
All right. Then I will.
Oh,
pound
I'm
on-
sorry. Oh, yeah. No, sorry. Okay, Emily, you're in 19. Sorry,
Yeah.
we're going quicker than that.
Okay, thank you. I'm going. Well, sorry, Zach, to interrupt you there. But I will. So I rolled to stab it with my rapier with a 25.
Hit.
And nice. Another 15 piercing, non-magical. And a bardic inspiration as a bonus action, this time to the finger poker. Curzum. Because I assume that's what you're doing with your spiritual weapon, is you're fingering things.
Yeah, it is a big finger. Just
Yeah.
poking away.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the snake is the wounded one is still alive. Zach, what do you do?
Okay. I'm gonna pound on the wounded one some more.
Okay.
It's still fairy fired.
It is still fairy fired. Yes.
That's a 20 some large number to hit.
Okay, that'll be a hit.
And I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna shield bash it with, or I'm gonna shield bash it with my +2 shield, which is a magic weapon.
Yes.
So how much damage would that do?
Just on a generic shield bash.
Yeah, I mean, if I had my druthers, I would shove it in its mouth where Allah was holding it, but I don't think Allah's holding it anymore.
No,
So-
it managed to bust out of that. Okay, jerk.
Yeah, if you're using your shield exclusively as a weapon, you can use it to do the damage that a mace would do, whatever
Okay.
that would be.
I believe that is a D8.
Okay.
Why am I not using 2 shields?
Well, see, that's the thing is you're not going to be able to be using it for your shield since there's not some specific nicely balanced shield bash.
But I also think it makes more sense against like a giant 30-foot snake than it
Sure.
would.
Yeah.
So that's fair. So that's 9 points of damage.
Okay. And it is magical damage.
Yep.
So you deliver all of it. Okay. Still alive.
God damn it.
And then next it looks like it's Ian, right?
Yeah, Curzum's
right.
going fast this time.
What does Curzum do? Everyone always looks forward to finding out what Curzum's going to do.
WWKD. What? So the wounded one is going to get attacked by the spiritual weapon as my bonus action,
All right. It's AC 14.
and I've got 2 19s. I hit that, and I'm going to use the bardic inspiration for damage.
Okay.
So that is a total of 17 damage.
Okay.
Gotta be dead.
Nope.
I'm hoping it's not dead.
Not dead. But remember, some of the damage, all of the damage has been taken from
Well, spiritual weapon is
from Emily has been cut in half because of the resistance. So
yeah. No, that I'm okay with that. It is what it is. So
and it looks pretty hurt now.
oh, it does.
Yep.
Oh, we got that.
All right, I will. I'll sacred flame it. So it's a dex save of DC 15 for you.
Okay. Made it.
All right, nothing happens.
Okay. Allah, what does Slate do?
Slate's gonna try to bash that one to death, hopefully.
Okay.
And that's going to be a 24 to hit.
Hit.
That's grand positive.
Oh, Gran's gonna do a lot of damage. Gran's gonna do 19 points of damage.
It's gotta
Okay.
be.
And that does it. It slowly falls to the side, and there's 30 feet worth of enormous dead, pale white snake out there, and just a little bit of venom oozes out from its fangs that it has, even though it can also constrict.
It should not be.
All right, that was the top of that round. Next round. Ow.
Oof.
Oh, this was a good one.
Oh, back to normal.
All right, so we've got Emily's going in 23, and then Zach is in 11, and then Ala and Ian are in 6 and 5, and
We are here.
and then the snake's gonna go.
I
So-
won.
Yeah. All right, let's take it away, Emily.
All right.
You're able to go before before motion is a twinkle in the eye of any of the other characters.
Can I?
You should run up and hit it with your non-magical weapon. That seems.
I know, but well, what else do you want me to do?
Didn't you take a magic crossbow?
I did. Oh, I.
Shoot it
yeah,
with your crossbow. for God's
But
sake.
the other one, I was I was too close. How? Well, I'm still
It was trying to eat her like in place. That was where
Yeah, that's true.
that was where contact was
Always
made.
far away from you, no matter where you're standing.
But this one
Yeah,
you
just
should be able to
shoot it in
hit.
the tail. That's right. You shoot
Okay,
30 feet away.
but don't I have a minimum range, right, of 80?
No,
Oh, no way.
no.
That means
No?
you aren't firing at disadvantage if it's less. It's 80 feet or less.
Okay.
So the lower number in the range is always that's like after that number, you're
Yeah.
at disadvantage. After the second number, you just can't hit it. It just
I see. Okay, so I'm good up to 80 feet. All right. Oh, okay. I always thought it was like 80 through 320.
You know, it's just
Okay.
minute.
No.
Back. Point, then pointy, shoot that.
Oh,
Point-
well, actually, question
The
first.
point is-
Can I inspire myself? I don't know if I can or not.
No.
Nope.
No.
You just
Only
answered
others.
your own question. I don't know if I can expire myself. You clearly haven't.
Well, I inspired everybody else, so
I'll
Um,
try to sing. I'll sing back what she sang to me and try to inspire her. Like,
All right, so you're like, you go, Albrecht. You're great.
oh, that's is great to kill snakes with.
okay. So that
So
will
not
be
only are you not inspiring yourself, you're listening to a bad rendition of your own music being played by somebody who doesn't know how to do it.
Yeah, it's really horrendous. Honestly, I think that should almost give me disadvantage.
Yeah.
Um, but that is a 23 to
Okay.
hit with the
Then
crossbow.
that's a total hit because they're only AC
Convinced
14.
that he can do this all the time, and it's an inspiring singer.
And that is
you
a
take with the crossbow. Everything's going to be great. Good job, backpack.
oh my goodness, this is
Look
horrible.
what you've started. Never let
I
him see it
know.
again.
I'm gonna have to like drill out my own
Entertaining?
eardrums.
Why didn't you ever say anything?
Okay, so that is
What's your
a
damage?
14 damage this
14
time,
damage.
magical.
And all of the points are applied this time. So
All of the points.
okay.
Glorious, glorious points.
All right. So, pew. You hit that
Thunk.
crossbow bolt.
Okay.
Thunks into the white snake next to you. What do you do?
I'm going to do what Allah did, and I'm going to grapple this snake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it fairy fired?
No, it was the other one. Was.
Oh, they both weren't?
They both weren't. No.
Okay. I just roll a 14.
Nope.
Okay.
I got a 15. Okay. That was in 18. Any bonus actions or anything that you're taking?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh wait, I get 2 attacks per round. I'll do it again.
All right.
I rolled even worse. I rolled 10.
Yeah, but you totally don't get to make fun of the magic crossbow stuff with a bag of
I was saying,
and Emily's like, oh right, the second attack.
Yeah. I know. Let's handicap ourselves for this fight.
Okay. What did you roll on your grapple attempt?
a 10.
It is not grappled. All right. Allah, what does Slate do?
Slate's gonna. She sees that it's all grappled, so she's gonna run up there and hit it real hard.
Okay.
It's the hope anyway. Nice. It is a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Oh man. A lot of damage. It's 13 plus. 23 points of damage. Oh no, 25 because I'm raging.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Grand Weapon Master. Oh yeah.
That is not bad at all. Ian, what are you doing? 5.
Well, like a child of Babylon, I am ready and willing to take it slow and easy, and I will move my spiritual weapon over there to hit it.
Okay.
Ooh, and that's gonna hit for 8 damage.
Okay.
And then I will point my finger at it and go pew, and I will shoot the guiding bolt at it.
Okay.
And
Wait, is
that's,
this your actual
23.
finger or your?
No,
Or
I
your
had a
giant
big finger
finger?
poke it, and now I'm shooting it with the finger. Double the action. So I hit. I hit over a 14. So
Yeah.
So and I do. That was pretty good. 5, 10, 15 plus 1, 16 damage.
Nice.
And the next person to attack it has advantage.
Okay. And then finally, it gets to attack. And it is going to try and grapple Albrecht. And that is an 18. So that's going to be a miss. And it's going to try and bite. And
You can
that's
do it,
definitely going to be
Snake.
a miss. No, we've hit the point in the combat where it's without its darkness and stuff. You guys are definitely starting to get the upper hand here. It has no hands, but you know.
Well, that's why.
But that's
All right, initiative.
here I go again. Ooh. Allah, what the heck, man? Why do you always beat me? You always beat me by 1.
Oh. I just gotta show you up every now and then.
In your face. You go on a 4, I'll go on a 5.
What?
All right. Going long before any of you guys, the snake attacks Albrecht with a 19, which I think is still a miss, right? And with there we go, with a 23.
I told it it could do it. Just needs to focus.
Okay, so that is the
Snake.
all right. You take 7 points of bludgeoning damage. You are grappled, and you need to make a DC 10 saving throw versus exhaustion.
You're grappled and sleepy.
And is that poison?
That is, no, it's just undead.
Just
Fuckery.
angst. Just
Yeah.
angst.
Like
Angst.
the touch? Okay, so it's not. I don't get advantage. Then I guess I'm getting exhausted.
Okay, so you've got 1 point of exhaustion, so you got penalties on saves now.
Oh, I'm just so exhausted. All these dungeons seem the same.
It's ennui, is what it is.
Yeah, it's
It's existential dread more than exhaustion there.
You're affected by ennui. The being, the nothingness.
Exactly.
It's exhausting being in the coils of serpents and reptiles yet again.
You look around, you realize that hell is other people.
what do you mean realize?
Okay, that's my snake. So I did pretty well with my snake. Who is top of the round from you guys?
Allah.
Me?
Allah.
Yeah. All right.
Oh wow,
That's right.
Ian, it would have been you, except that Allah was one ahead of you.
Right? Just had to show me up.
Ah, nice. That is a 22 to hit,
That's a hit.
and it does 24 points of damage.
All
Ow.
the damages.
What?
All the damage.
Do you have a 5th attack you haven't been using this whole time too? That you
No, I'm not 5th level yet. I'm still level 4.
I know. I'm just teasing.
Now Allah uses all of her attacks when she's fighting.
She's thorough.
We're all very proud of Allah's third character.
Oh!
Wow.
Wow.
I'm gonna spiritual weapon it again.
Okay.
All right.
All right, Zach. I see how it is.
Spiritual weapon hits it for 11 damage.
Ow. Okay. Yeah, this one's going down fast.
And then just because I desperately want to get one of these stupid cantrips off, I will try to Sacred Flame it.
Oh, you do that.
So Dex 15, it needs to make a save. It needs to fail a save.
It did not fail a save. But I really could have used some of these saving throws you've made me roll on my attacks on Albrecht. Would have helped out.
On a more useful roll.
Oh, I
especially
should
when I'm-
remind you, you're going to be rolling a disadvantage for those attack rolls against Albrecht.
Okay.
And it's Emily's
And
turn.
and also it just got hit by a guiding bolt. So
Well, that was Allah's attack. Should have
Yeah,
been.
that was my attack.
okay,
So Emily's up.
Emily.
You're muted.
I know. Always. I think I missed this one. Well, 14.
No, that's a hit. There is
Oh,
14.
snappity.
They didn't have time to get in their armor.
Yeah.
we surprised them out of the cookie jars. That's a 14.
Damage
Yes.
with the crossbow.
Yes.
Okay, so you shoot it, and it falls down and dies with the crossbow bolt in its eye.
Does it do like that? Like it rears up and it like
It does because it's hit suddenly by the crossbow bolt.
And leaves it like a.
Take shit off back.
Now, which one of them has a giant lump in them where the dog is?
That's the one you just killed. But it actually, what it did is it just crushed the dog and left it.
Oh, it didn't
Oh.
swallow it.
Oh,
No, so
if you have 300 gold for me, I can revivify the dog.
it's your dog is like a dice bag. I mean, you just shake it. and it's-
I have 202 gold. I'll give you 202 gold and a bottle of rum.
A dose. You don't have a bottle. You've just got lots of doses. No one knows exactly.
No, I don't.
What
I
a
don't want
dose
to use
is.
my only other third level spell to revivify a dog. What was its name?
A trap checker.
You're gonna let his dog die?
Gabe will be back next session. So
No, he let his dog die. I'm gonna. And anyways, don't we know that resurrection magic doesn't work right now? Like,
Yeah, we do
just
know
be the
about the curse.
waste.
Yeah.
If only.
Except that
now
actually,
that I know he's not going to be, I'm going to pick up my morning stone, go no, and smash the floor.
I'll go peek in the urns while he's having his ennui.
okay.
Wait for me, cookies.
All right, so you go into the one. You know exactly where one of them is because you were within sight of one of them when the lights went off. So you go up, and you want to. You being a dwarf, you want to stand on tiptoe and sort of look, poke your little nose into the over the lip and see what's there.
I will. If it was safe for a giant, venomous, crushing snake.
And constricting, not just constricting, but venomous. Yeah,
Constricting venomous snake.
Also a cobra.
Also a cobra.
Oh, we cut off its rattler.
Okay.
Is it also a rattlesnake? also
Like
an
a
electric eel.
skeletal
But we never got around to that part.
Okay. On the inside lip of the thing are written are coiling serpentine runes. Do you have any ability to read languages that you don't normally speak at all, Ian?
I can't comprehend languages.
Okay. Yeah, you would need something like that.
Didn't we bring a translator? Don't we have Wakongo and Kawasha and Louie?
I mean, if it's
No, because I left behind most of the Tomb of Horror stuff.
he went with the dinosaur.
You got to keep the dinosaur, and you got to keep the curse.
Wait, they're just
What happened was the guy. So we originally had 2 dinosaurs. The guy made off with one of the dinosaurs at night,
Right?
and then we never found
That's
him.
the story.
Yep.
Can we get our money back for the NPCs that we
Yes.
hired?
It got stolen.
They stole your dinosaur. You hired the NPCs. The
I
guy
think it
you
was my money, too.
you hired the guy with the cute little Vegapygmy, and then he stole your other dinosaur and escaped in the night.
He's part of a huge dinosaur jacking ring in the area.
So what you're saying is-
We got
You
played.
know how many tourists come to this area, and the first thing that they do is like we're going to buy a dinosaur.
And a Vegapygmy guy.
Yeah.
To drive it around.
We fell into their clever trap.
So, I'm assuming. Are we going to spend some time in here? Are you guys short resting?
I mean,
Short resting could be a good idea.
I'm not
I
hurt
need
too
to.
bad, but if you all want to stay around, yeah.
I invoked Dane. I am unharmed.
I think we should try. Do me and Emily still have exhaustion?
Yes.
Okay.
You're gonna have that until a
Well,
long rest.
Yeah, it's a long rest.
Well, then screw it. Let's move on. Let's
Okay.
see what else.
Well, I was just saying. So, there's nothing else other than the runes in that urn.
No, there are.
Treasure.
There's treasure in there as well.
Treasure. From all the other adventurers' dogs that they've eaten.
Pizza the size of a cookie.
Just a bunch of dog collars.
Oh man.
We're gonna get a call from PETA.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, that's fine. I'll be happy to chat with
Okay,
you.
well, I am taking a short rest while they're all poking around.
Okay. Well, this is
And
what you
doing my
guys.
song
This
of
is
rest.
this is what you've got in the thing. There's 720 copper pieces.
Yes.
Fuck you.
I was just feeling hungry.
Electrum.
6,821 silver pieces.
All right.
2,007 gold pieces. 48 platinum pieces.
Now we're talking.
There is a jade necklace with 8 stones. It's worth 800 gold pieces. Each one of the pieces of jade is worth 100.
Yeah.
there is a potion bottle, and you're guessing it's a potion, but it's got a little wooden shaped label on it so that you can identify it in the darkness
by
what
touch.
it is by touch. Unfortunately, you don't know what that shape means. Then there's also a little petri dish that's sealed with 3 blobs of wax. That appears to hold dirt in it. And then there is a jaunty little cap that is shaped like a fish a little bit. So it looks like you're wearing a fish
That's kind of amazing.
hat.
That
like
is
this.
amazing.
A jaunty fish cap. Wasn't that our other guide's name was Jaunty Fish Cap?
Oh God.
Oh, and that's in both of them, I'm assuming, right?
No, you haven't gone. You don't even know where the second one is.
Okay, so
Okay.
you say it has an inscription around the lip of the inside of the jar.
But it's like some sort of arcane language. I mean, I could take 10 minutes. I'm not going to waste first level spell, but I could take 10 minutes and ritual cast or detect magic if you really want me to.
Yeah, because that's a lot of friggin' treasure down there, and if you have to, like, if it's cursed or something, then...
Well, I'm just thinking we check out that other urn, too, because there might be junk in there.
Sure, let's
And
look
go-
at the other.
Okay, so
So
you're gonna go
go-
check the. You're gonna.
So we'll go south and then peek west.
Okay, you're south. You peek west. To the west is where the room is. You go and look in that one. It also has an inscription.
Does it appear to be the same? Like, do I recognize similar runes?
There are a few similar runes, but they're actually not identical. The second half of them is identical, but whatever it says, it's slightly different.
It's like their name and feeding instructions.
Yeah, you don't know. So the
One crushed dog every fortnight.
the treasure here is 850 copper pieces, 8,005 silver pieces, 1,625 gold pieces, 92 platinum pieces, an amethyst necklace, which is which has 10 pieces, each of which is 100 gold pieces, and a scroll.
Oh,
Is
this
anyone
the
going
scroll in a tube or is it?
It's in a tube.
Oh, who wants to open the tube?
I guess I'll go away from everybody and I'll open it.
Oh, so you're reaching down there.
What, to take stuff out? Yeah.
Because I was like, what if it's cursed and there's, the inscription around the ring is like when you pass this threshold, you become impotent or whatever.
I lead a celibate life due to what a lame deity I follow. So it's not a requirement. It's just a happy coincidence.
Well, then reach in. Go ahead.
That's what happens when you hang out with trash angels.
Okay, so you get you're able to take a look at it, and it looks like it's a scrying spell.
Oh, ooh,
Is
interesting.
it clerical? Or is it arcane?
Let me double check. Scry might be arcane.
I'm sure.
And is it written in the same kind of script as in the pots, or is it in a different script?
It's in magical script that can be understood
Okay.
phonetically.
Scrying can be either. So
Yeah, that's technically cleric.
Yeah, so it'll work for either.
Ooh, I'm keeping that then.
Might be handy for later.
When we lose Albrecht in a container somewhere.
Yeah, you'll be able to find out where he is. Big, I'm seeing him. It's dark.
Start
I
trying.
think we need to take like a lock of his hair just in case.
That might not be a bad idea.
Cut off a piece of his beard.
What is this business?
You need,
I have 2 attacks per round. I have to put up with this anymore.
I would like to can I try and copy the inscription? Is it raised at all, or
It
inlaid,
is.
or is it just paint? Like,
It's inlaid.
So you could rub it. I could give
so
you.
yeah, let's do a rubbing.
Okay, so you can make a rubbing of it.
We'll do both.
In case we can find somebody who can read.
All right, awesome. Well, listen, we've hit 8 o'clock, which is sort of the usual length of time on it, although we do tend to run a little bit longer. But I think if we start onto the next sort of piece, we're going to end up running too long.
If we start on the death room.
Right, because the death room takes a while. It's got to go through all of me making fun of everybody, then all of this, the stuff that's required in the death room.
It's like a Festivus room, the airing of grievances.
Right. There's insult, there's insult, there's injury, there's insult and injury.
Yeah.
So all of, so let's go ahead and.
Well, before we end, I think maybe to wrap this section up, can Ian do his ritual on this jug and that jug?
Yes.
Like we mushed it all together and he does his ritual and we find out what's magic.
Yes.
Before we forget.
The potion that's in the little bottle that has the shape marking on it is magical. The dirt that is in the petri dish is magical. And the jaunty fish cap is magical.
And that's supposed to identify.
No. Can we open the potion and look at it and compare it to potions that we have?
Sure.
It's not rum.
Okay, that's right. You're able to rule out rum right away.
It's not
right away. Does it appear to look like a potion of healing?
Nope.
Potion of vitality?
Nope.
Acid?
Nope.
Holy water?
Nope.
Can I stick my finger in and taste a little bit and see if I have some idea what it might be?
Yeah, you do that and your tongue swells a little.
Maybe it's a potion of an enlarged person.
I'm familiar with this potion. It's for medicinal purposes for older dwarves.
It should be a potion of raised dog.
Yeah, that's Alberta. Alberta's so nice. I'm not that nice.
Potion of raised dog. Oh.
Someday.
Okay, so you got some magic dirt. You got your potion. You got your jaunty fish cap.
So excited about this fish cap.
Me too. I want to wear it so bad.
I'd like to be clear that I'm holding the dirt.
Okay. You've got the dirt. All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap it up there, and we'll continue on the more exploration next time. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We will see you in 2 weeks, I guess it is, or unless that puts us right on Christmas.
Let me double check. 2
We're
weeks will put us
playing
on
Christmas.
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
No, it won't.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
well.
is.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
We
All
can
right,
go
we'll
with it.
figure out whether we're gaming on New Year's Eve, because if anyone's gonna immediately, no one's gonna lift their hand immediately and say, "Oh, I'm free," because that would just be lame. So we'll all have to be like, "I think I've got stuff going, but I'll check."
I've got little
Fell
kids, so
apart.
I'm
right.
Yeah.
as long as it doesn't go past 9, I'm free.
Okay.
Early bedtime.
Good night, everybody.
All right.
Nice.